Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show.
That's pretty. That's also pretty. Anyway, that's not what's important. What's important is today's video, which is the topic of today, which is we're going to be talking about, oh my God, how hard is it to say what I want to talk about? Anyway, we're going to be talking about games I hate because I suck at them. That's one way to put it, I guess. But first, announcements. So, we finished off Doom this week. This was yay. Babbling Beards podcast is going incredibly well. Surprisingly so. Wouldn't really say surprisingly so. I think we're pretty awesome over there. But it's going really well, and I'm really excited about that. And we uploaded our first highlights video this week, and mine's going to be coming up this Saturday. And starting next week, I'm going to be highlighting my week's gameplay over there, which will be cool. Kind of sucks that I waited till after Doom to do that, but hopefully next week will be fun too. But anyway, starting a new series next week. Actually, I was going to, but now I think I'm going to wait on that. And I'm going to finish up the series that I still have started, i.e. Final Fantasy, Bloodborne, and Spyro. Those are the only three I have left going, and I'm going to finish them. Gold darn it, I will. But anyway, today's topic, games I hate because I suck at them. So, I have this very acute rule that if I'm not good at a game, then then generally I'm not going to enjoy it. However, this doesn't actually apply in real life, because sometimes I play games and I suck at them, but I really enjoy playing them. This actually extends to one of what I would consider the oddest things about me, is I really like rhythm games. You know, Guitar Hero, DDR, the Persona game I played recently, and Beat Saber. I love watching that. Never played it myself, but watching it is just awesome. It's just, and I'm like, I want to play that game, but sadly I don't have a VR. But anyway, that is a series of games, or a genre, or a type, whichever you want to call it, that I suck at. I know. Big surprise, the large bearded nerd can't play rhythm games. It's okay. It's fine.
But that's actually a game that I really like. I suck at it, but I like it. And there are a few other games like that. Strategy games are kind of like that. Not like battle strategy type games. I'm actually good at those, but like real-time strategy, XCOM would be a good example. I'm terrible at those games, but I still enjoy them because they're neat, and I like the strategy and everything involved. However, one big one that you guys will recognize from my list of games that I hate because I'm terrible at them are like Fortnite. Terrible at the game. I hate it. And I'm terrible at it. Fortnite, basically first-person shooter games, but only limited to multiplayer and survival games. Now, that's the one I was going to talk about, was survival games. Now, first of all, these three things, like one of them is a very specific game, Fortnite. I've tried Apex, so I like Apex. I'm not any good at it. In fact, I think the best I've ever done is like I injured one person and then I died. Of course, not only on that am I getting used to computer controls, but at the same time, you know. So I don't really so much hate Battle Royale games, I guess, because I like Apex. However, there are some flaws that I find with Apex as well that I don't like particularly. I'm still kind of at that gray area right now. Like, I played it and I had fun, but, you know, I didn't really do very well. In fact, I died a lot. I think in the total 6 games, I didn't get a single kill. Fortnite I hated because, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I jump into it, I spend a great deal of time doing nothing, being bored, collecting things, and then I get sniped in the river, and then I'm like, okay, I just wasted, 20 minutes of my life doing nothing? Yay. So, I mean, not only does it feel like a major waste of time, I just aren't any good at it. Like if I had some modicum of skill, I probably wouldn't dislike it nearly as much as I do. But because I do, I don't, and I suck. At the same time, throws in the aspect of the multiplayer and completely removes the idea of the story. Now I know they have a PvE. I don't know if they're still actually going to be releasing that because they've been saying it forever. I don't even know if it's ever actually going to come out because I do want to try that and maybe I'll like it better. I've seen other people play that and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of neat. But I mean, for the most part, it's like I don't really care for it. Now, branching over, of course, to the multiplayer first-person shooter games. Now, I've played Doom, I've played Bulletstorm, I've played almost all of the Call of Duties, and I've played like all of the stories and everything, and I really like the stories. I'm not the best at first-person shooting because I'm slow and my fingers are all achy and stuff, but I do all right. I'm not exactly what I would call terrible at it. And even when we move into the multiplayer section, I can do fairly well. Not like really spectacularly awesome or anything, but I do all right. So it's not really bad, but I'm not the best. So arguably, I don't hate first-person shooter multiplayers because I'm bad at them, but I am kind of bad at them, and I think this one is actually the reverse. I'm bad at them because I hate them. Again, it comes down to the same problem I have with Fortnite. It's essentially you just get in and you shoot people. Why? I have no story. What am I doing here? And of course, some of them are like, oh, let's go ahead and find these bombs over here. Let's go disarm these bombs, or this is the enemy team. You're the police officers, and those are the bad guys. Go over and shoot them a lot. And I'm like, well, that's not really how it works in real life. So it's somewhat of a story, but it's very flawed. And of course, factor in the multiplayer aspect where you have other players, other human beings around, and it's like, ugh. I'm not antisocial, I just don't like people. Okay, so let's move on to survival games. Now, this is a very strange one, and I kind of picked the order of these games because of the way, not only the fact that I forgot what the third one was, but in the way that it works. I hate Fortnite, and I'm not very good at it. So that kind of works. And multiplayer first-person shooters, I'm not very good at it because I hate them, arguably. And then survival games, a la 7 Days to Die, Conan Exiles, Subnautica. Though I'm going to give Conan Exiles another try because I have some ideas for stories and stuff, and I've been fiddling with it and whatnot. And Subnautica I actually really like. But then there's other ones, I guess they're called resource management games. Things like This War of Mine, and the games that are basically you're just putting off death as far as you can, as long as you can. I don't like those games. Now the resource management ones especially I don't like because they have a story, but it's not a particularly good one, and for the most part you're just like panicking the entire time, and I don't enjoy panicking the entire time. Like, oh my god, I need more food. Oh my god, Steve, why aren't you cooking dinner like I told you to? Oh my god, I can't believe Stacy is sick again. For crying out loud, I just healed you last week. And then at the end of the day, it's just I lose a lot of my gray hairs growing in here, and I'm like, fine. But then there's the survival games. And I feel like, for the most part, these could be a lot better, and I would really enjoy them a lot better. I picked, again, the order of the survival games I listed from 7 Days to Die, Conan Exiles to Subnautica for a reason. Because it's a variation. It's the long spectrum of how I enjoy these games. Like, 7 Days to Die is only good if I've got friends to play with, in my opinion. I get into it, and I'm just kind of like, what am I doing now? What, why? Just come eat me, zombies. Ugh. And it's like, okay, so I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to try to build. And then I'm getting tired. I'm like, I'm getting hot, and I'm getting cold. I'm getting hungry, thirsty. I'm trying to build these buildings. I want to make it look cool. But then at the same time, I'm like, why am I doing this? And of course, 7 Days to Die has been in alpha stages for years now. We haven't had a release of that yet. I think they're in like alpha 17 or something. And I'm like, come on, guys. Poop or get off the pot, as it were. Because if you keep delaying it, keep pushing it back, keep working on it. Granted, I am one of those people that say a delayed game is better than a bad game, a bad release, and I very much believe that. But I do not believe that this should have been released when it was, especially for full price, for a full price game. Although I don't think it was actually full price. I think I bought it at $35. But still, they should have put it off until they were ready and released an alpha build first and had people play it, practice it and whatnot, or give it to the YouTubers like they did and say, here guys, test this out for us. So at the same time, I know I see their progress and I see them getting somewhere, and I hope that one day they will be on the level of Subnautica, which is my most favorite of the survival games. Now let's talk about Conan Exiles. Now, one of the things I said in my review of it this week was last week was that it was better than 7 Days to Die, and that is very much true. However, I still had the same issue of I was plopped in the middle of the desert and told to survive. And all I can ask is why. I roamed around for a while, and I played a little bit after the recording, but I roamed around for a while. I didn't find anything except for monsters and sand, and then I found a bridge, and then I found water, and then I died. And I was like, okay, so there's more to this world than just a desert. That's good. And after I recorded, I played for a little bit longer, and I ended up finding these statues, these really tall sentinel statues, and I went and I hung out, and I found a guy at the bottom of the statue, and I talked to him, finally found somebody I could talk to, and then I built up a little base camp right there, right next to his, basically, and then I kind of started getting into it and started enjoying myself. I'm like, okay, so there are people in this world I can talk to, not just try to kill me every time they see me. So that one easily bridges the gap between 7 Days to Die and Subnautica, because there was something there. I just had to get a little further in to find it. So I think, like I said, I'm going to give Conan Exiles another try, because after piddling through it a little bit, finding some spiders, big spiders, and all that stuff, I was like, I can make a story out of this. Which leads us to Subnautica, which is one that I actually like. And so the fun part about Subnautica is that you have a reason to survive. You were dumped on the planet because of an accident. You actually know the story. Like in Conan Exiles, you have the story where you were hung up as a thief, or punching a camel was one of mine, which was funny. If you ever seen the Conan movie, he punches a camel in that movie. But you know, you have that sort of thing, but then you're thrown in, just survive, and you have no idea what you're doing. Subnautica, immediately, if you do it properly, you can get the repair tool, repair the radio, and you immediately start getting response from the world around you. There's the scanning, so you can like figure out what's around you and whatnot. And I have another plan for a story there. I'm going to be doing that. And immediately this world is opened up to you, and it is an enjoyable little experience. So it's not just, hey, survive, you'll be all right. But I don't want it anymore. I have to survive in real life. Why do I have to survive in a video game? Come on, people. So I say that I'm not particularly good at these, but honestly, I can be, because I have a very creative mind. So building bases is a lot of fun, and crafting things and making a world for my characters to live in is a lot of fun and enjoyable. But the less interaction in the world, the less inspired I am to be good at these games. That's why 7 Days to Die I'm not a big fan of. Actually, that one falls right along with Minecraft, too. Minecraft is only good when I have friends to play with. I can't just get in and build stuff, otherwise I just get bored really quick. Portal Knights, on the other hand, like Minecraft, but story and enjoyable. And your character is actually a character, not just a blank mask. And that's one thing I like about that versus Minecraft. But anyway, let me know what games that you are bad at and hate, or hate because you're bad at, or are bad at because you hate. I would like to hear about those in the comment section, but that's all I've got for you for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this community show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, when I can, if I can, you know all that jazz, and tune in next time. That was a little out there for another topic at another time, and until then, good night.